welcome to another episode of SB Maths class, and we are discussing about the quadrilaterals. Actually, we have done some of the problems and also some theorems and applications of those theorems we have done at the previous videos. If you have not seen those videos, just go to my channel and watch those videos. So today let us start a new portion of that quadrilaterals chapter, and also one of the most important part, that is the midpoint theorem. Actually, this theorem has a vast application at this class 9 obviously, but at class 10 there are lots of applications of the midpoint theorem. So you have to do this theorem properly. So midpoint theorem, the statement I have written over here, that is the line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and equal to half of it. Actually the problem is, sorry, not the problem, the theorem is regarding the triangles, but it has a application of the at the quadrilaterals. That's why it is included at this chapter. Okay, so obviously first of all we have to draw the figure. So the figure, I have told you, the figure will be the scaling triangle if nothing is given, no any informations are given about the triangle. So it is the scaling triangle. So it is ABC. The line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides. So let us take the midpoint of AB is this one and midpoint of AC is this one. Let us join this one. So this is D, this is E. This is E. Now we have to prove that this DE is parallel to BC and also this DE is half of BC. Don't think about that, it is look like parallel, so obviously it is parallel. Actually some students do that one at the previous class I have seen. That is, hence it is proved that this is the parallel. So don't do this one. So here, this is actually one construction is there. First of all you will write the description. I am not writing description. Here you will write that is let ABC is the triangle, D and E are the midpoints of the sides AB and AC, like this you will write. So now let us do the construction here. Construction, that is draw AB parallel to CF which intersects the produced DE at F. So that means we have to draw this one. So here this will be produced here and this will be the CF. Here this CF is parallel to the side AB. Okay. So now what to prove? Here to prove I am writing, or your target to prove DE is parallel to BC and DE equals to half of BC. You have to prove this one. Okay. So first of all let us try to prove DE is parallel to BC. For that one, actually you can see now this look like a parallelogram. We don't know this is now the parallel, but also seeing the construction it looks like this is a parallelogram. So if we can prove that this is a parallelogram then obviously we can prove that. So let us say that from the triangle ADE and triangle CEF, what we are getting at first, angle AED is vertically opposite angle CEF. Secondly, AE is equals to CE, AE is equals to CE. It is given, that is E is the midpoint of AC. So from here we can conclude this one. Here AB is parallel to CF. AB is parallel to CF. Then DF transversal. So or okay, not DF, here the AC will be the transversal. So then from here we can say angle DAE is alternate interior angle FCE. So by AAS property or AAS congruence, we can say triangle ADE is congruent to triangle CEF. So by CPCT then we can say AD is equals to CF. So we have got AD is equals to CF. Now AD is equals to BD also, because here the D is the midpoint it is given. So from here we can conclude that CF is equals to BD also, since D is the midpoint of AB. So we have got this one. Okay. Now see, we are just going to apply the most important criteria for a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram. What it is? That is the opposite sides will be equal and parallel. One pair of opposite sides will be equal and parallel. So just see here what we have got. We have got CF is equals to BD, and also we have taken by the construction that is AB is parallel to CF. So obviously also CF is parallel to BD. By construction, CF is parallel to BD. Construction. So from here we can definitely say BCFD is a parallelogram. So when we can prove that it is a parallelogram, definitely that this line DF is parallel to BC and also DF is equals to BC, because that is the rule of the parallelogram, that is the criteria. So I am writing here now. So now DF is parallel to BC, DF is equals to BC now. Okay. DF is equals to BC. So we have proved that DF is parallel to BC, so that means DE is parallel to BC. One part we have proved. The second it is that is DE is half of BC. We have to prove this one. So for here we can say we need to prove DE is half of BC. So for proving this, one thing actually we need, that is we need to say DE is equals to EF. So what if we can prove here this is congruent to this one? We have taken there by CPCT this equals to this. So why we cannot take that DE is equals to EF? We can definitely say there. So just here another part I am adding, that is AD is equals to CF and DE is equals to EF. Okay. So now just see. So DF is equals to BC. DF is equals to BC. So from here half of DF is equals to half of BC. So half of DF now. DE is equals to EF. So obviously DE is the half of EF. So half of DF is equals to DE is equals to half of BC. So finally we have proved this. The proof of the midpoint theorem is important, but the theorem itself, the statement and its converse are much more important for applying at the next classes, class obviously class 10 and also here the next parts also. Lots of applications are there for the midpoint theorem, you will see. So this is obviously the midpoint theorem. Let us prove its converse also. So students, this is the converse of midpoint theorem, the statement, the line segment drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle. Suppose this is the one side of a triangle and D is the midpoint, it is given. Now the line segment drawn through the D, that is the DF or DE line you can say. So that line will parallel to the third side, that is the BC, this is the third side, and also bisect it. So that means it will bisect, that is we have to prove AE is equals to EC, that means E is the midpoint, we have to prove that. Okay, so just you will write the description, I am not writing here. So to prove E is the midpoint of AC, that means that is AE is equals to EC. This is the converse of the midpoint theorem, that's why the diagram is similar, the diagram will be, construction also will be the similar, the construction I am not writing now, construction similar with the previous one, no any problem. Okay, so let us prove. Here only it is given the D is the midpoint, given D is midpoint of AB. At the previous one, that is at the original theorem, D and E were both the midpoints, here D is the midpoint only. Okay, so students, let's start the proof. So here DB or BD is parallel to CF, DF is parallel to BC, so obviously BCFD is a parallelogram. So when it is parallelogram, obviously we can say, we can conclude from here that is BD is equals to CF. And another one I am just taking, I don't know it will what it will needed or not, but I am writing DF is equals to BC. So from here BD is equals to CF, so obviously from here we can say AD is equals to CF. Since AD is equals to BD, it is given, that is D is the midpoint of AE. Now from triangle AED and CEF, from triangle AED and triangle CEF. So what we are getting? The similar thing, that just see, we have proved this at first of the previous theorem, here we are proving this last, just back calculation of the original theorem. No any other things are there. So AED and CEF, similar, AED is vertically opposite angle CEF, and then AD is equals to CF, it is given. Okay, and another one, okay, that one, that angle DAE is equals to angle F or ECF, since AP is parallel to CF and AC transversal. This one, AC transversal. So here, from here we can say by AAS, that is triangle AED is congruent to triangle CEF. So by CPCT we can say that is DE is equals to EF, what it was required, and we have finally proved the result. So this is the converse of the midpoint theorem. Again I am saying that is the statements are very much important, and also for class 9 the proofs are also important, both the statements, the original one and the converse one. So you have to memorize those properly, practice those. If you have any problem, then you can ask me at our personal WhatsApp group or at the comment box also. So thank you students for watching this video.